What was it like for you out there?
It was just nice to be back out there. You know, that's really the main takeaway. I had a blast being out there. Rhythm was pretty bad. My conditioning was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, but not great by any means. But like I said, I'm just happy to be back out on the court with my guys.
Like, what were the moments where you felt, I guess, like most like yourself? Were there times tonight?
Not really, no. No, I think just, you know, when our offense is flowing, you know, and you're just a part of a fluid offense, and you don't. I think that the time you feel like you're back out there is the time that you don't even feel like you're out there doing something on your own. You're just a part of that offense, and it's just flowing, and you're not having to think too much. So, I think that was probably the best part when our offense and defense were flowing. We had stretches there that was good, and we also had some bad stretches. But
yesterday you said that you're going to have to be patient with yourself through this process. How much?
yeah,
Is that easier said than done? I mean, like, there looked like there were a couple times today in the game where you were kind of frustrated with yourself, whether it was like the jumper was off or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be. I mean, there's that. I get frustrated with myself if I'm 100% or not. So, or if I'm, you know, played 30 games in a row or not and have that rhythm. So it's going to be a process. I mean, it is going to be trying, and there's going to be times where it's frustrating, but I'm kind of used to that.
Was that lob from Chris kind of like a feel good, a little bit back to normal type stuff?
I just remember it was the first time ever thinking like please don't throw it too high. Like, you know, normally I'm ready to go for those, but sprinting like full court and then, you know, going up, I was a little worried, but felt good to get that in transition. You know, get a play on both ends.
Like, I realize it may be tomorrow before you know exactly how you feel from playing, but how do you feel right now as far as the court?
Feel good right now. But it's like you said. I mean, the key is tomorrow. The key is the next few days. So that's my biggest concern. We'll do everything we can in the meantime.
Blake, can you talk about as far as guarding your quad? You took a fall in the third. Was there anything that you were concerned about, how you're playing and how you're protecting yourself?
No, just play without thinking about it. Just play. You know, anytime you come back from an injury or you're you know, the biggest thing I don't want to do is like overcompensate, I think. But I just have to play. I can't consciously think about that, or I won't be able to do what I want to do.
It's obviously tough to come back after 45 games, getting the rhythm and all that. But at least, I mean, you know most of the starters. I'm sure that helps. When you're going in there with guys like Jeff, who weren't even here before you came out, how much more difficult is that after kind of getting back into a rhythm?
It makes it more difficult, but you know, Jeff knows the system, and he's been great, and I have a good relationship with Jeff. So that type of stuff is easy. It's just about personally getting back in that rhythm and you know, a little bit understanding his tendencies, but you know, it was just like riding a bike, except for it was a little rusty.
Blake, you're trying to get your condition up. How do you simulate game action if you obviously can't play in games? How do you actually simulate that in practice, or maybe not in practice? How did you do that?
I do a lot of stuff, like a lot of heart rate training with my trainer. So a lot of like wearing a heart rate monitor or whatever, and like simulating a game, right? Like, so being out there for like 2-minute stretches and then trying to get down in under like a minute or under 30 seconds, whatever the timeouts are. So we do it. I mean, he does a really good job of kind of keying that in to where it does feel like a real game, but nothing compares to that live action. So like I said, I thought my wind was better than I thought it was going to be, and I think that's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Like, when a lot of the guys have found a nice rhythm while you're gone, how conscious are you of not, you know, getting in the way of that or stepping on that at all when you come back?
It's just about, you know, playing within the offense. The guys find that rhythm because we play within the offense. So if I come back and play within the offense, you know, it's not something I hopefully have to worry about. You know, these guys are great basketball players, so hopefully, you know, I think I'd have to do a lot to really mess up the rhythm. Come on.
Called for coming on the left side of the court. Is that kind of I mean, that's a play you guys have run 100 times. Did that feel kind of like old times, I guess?
I guess. I mean, he was open. Try to find him. You know what I mean? Practice was great yesterday, having BG back, and then, the game today, you could just see at times where, the ball was hopping and he was finding guys.
Chris, it's understandable that he was going to struggle a little bit. What was your overall impression of Blake's return?
Man, it was great. It was great. I don't even know the box scores and stuff like that, but immediately him coming back, it's not going to be about the numbers and all that stuff like that. I think it's just a comfort level for us defensively. I think that play, when he got the lob, it was because he got a defensive stop before. So it's just a confidence with him on the court that it brings to all us.
Chris, you had a fast break. It was you and Blake at one point, and JJ was in the corner. You wound up passing out to JJ for the three. Is that something you would have done a couple years ago? Is that something, the way the game, we see a lot more transition threes now. Is that just the way the game is going now? That's an option?
If you watch it from a basketball perspective, Bradley Beal took away Blake because Blake does what? He dunks. So it was a basketball play. I don't think it was more than that. It was Blake was taken away. I was caught in decision and layup, and I seen JJ, who leads the league in three-point percentage at the three-point line. I figured, why not?
Can you talk about your execution on that play, that last play where you sidestepped John Wall and got that shot?
The play we ran, it didn't necessarily work. So we had 3 seconds on the shot clock. So it was just let me get it, see if I can make a shot. And luckily it went in.
Chris, to piggyback off that, late game execution for you guys the past month and a half has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Sans blowing that 12-point lead, you guys execute down the stretch. Your 3 that lob to DJ. Talk about the late game execution for you guys.
Yeah, I think because most of us have been together for a while now. We take a lot of pride in late game execution. We've been on both sides of those games, losing games and winning games. So we're really trying to pay attention to late game execution. And offense has been great. We just got to be better on defense.
We talked a lot about integrating Blake in and how Blake's going to fit with you guys, but did you see any changes with, DeAndre or JJ and their aggressiveness? Or was it kind of, were they at the same level that they were the past 45 games?
I haven't had a chance to look at the game and read that much into it. I just know defensively, guys a little bit more engaged. With Blake, there's endless possibilities. Like him and JJ got a little game that they usually play together, so it was good to see that. DJ, Blake usually have a ball screen, so it was good to see some of that action. Me looking for him on the short roll and stuff. It's a lot of stuff that we haven't done in a while.
This will be the last time you guys will host Kobe on Tuesday. What's it gonna be like, to kind of say goodbye to him? Are you playing the next game?
What's it gonna be like? It's gonna be a competition first and foremost. At the end of the day, Kobe's a competitor. And he's gonna come out trying to win the game as we will. But I'm sure after the games we'll do all that talking and stuff like that. But during the game, it's competition.
Do you have a favorite memory with him?
Favorite memory, got a few of them, a lot of them. I don't know, it's hard to just draw the one, but the league will miss him, just know that much, big time.
You talked about the role with Blake, the defense, what him and JJ can kind of do together. Would you say that a lot of what he brings, I guess, may not just show up on a stat sheet right away? It's just kind of intangible things that you miss without him, I guess? Right.
Like, you come off a ball screen, the guy that's guarding him, sometimes may not help as much on me because of what he's capable of. Like I said, just the confidence that everyone seems to have when he's on the court is big, and we're going to work him back in slowly. But it's great to have him back.
All right, thanks, guys.
What's up, Jack? How you doing?
What was your assessment of having Blake back out there? What it did for you guys?
It was great. He's been out for what feels like the entire year, but just him being back, our energy was definitely a lot higher than what it has been the past couple of weeks. I felt like we were all a little tired throughout the game. Nobody more than him, you know what I mean? But he'll get in the game shape soon. But he's definitely picking and choosing his spots on where to score and where to find guys. But it shouldn't take him too long.
How did you feel it changed things for you out there at all?
I have to be off the ball a little bit more, which sucks. No, I'm just kidding. It's the same, man. I'm used to playing with Blake and Chris. We've been together for 5 years, so it's nothing that I'm a stranger to. It's we play some of our best ball together, so it's only gonna get better.
Andre, how do you explain plus 22? Because there's not a lot of box score numbers there for him, but obviously he's making a difference for him.
Yeah, man, he was in the right place at the right time. He had a couple assists, got guys open. We got a lot of stops with him in the game. It wasn't, if I had to rotate or somebody had to rotate, it wasn't like there was a small rotate on the big. It was him most of the time. So it was he was able to clog up a lot of the paint and be there defensively to help guys, and just be who he is.
At this point, I think you guys just clinched home court with that win.
Did we?
I think
Yes.
so in the first round.
Nice.
Is it almost more about just looking, especially as you're bringing Blake in, just kind of looking like yourselves, like you want to look, than it is even wins and losses almost at this point?
Yeah, we just gotta use how many games we got left, but use these games as treat them like playoff games, man, and just work on us to continue to gel. And like I said, it's not gonna take us a long time, but Blake has to get his legs back under him. Conditioning is also a factor, but that's why we got 4 of the guys on the floor at the same time. So it's we'll cover up for each other a lot of the times, and he'll cover up for a lot of guys. But it's gonna be easy.
Doc rested 3 of your starters last week and back to back. Was that helpful? And are you hoping he does that again before the season's over?
It was very strange for me. But I agree with everything that Doc says. I mean, if he thinks it's the right thing to rest us, then I'm cool with it. It was just kind of weird watching it on TV, for me at least.
All right, DJ.
Am I good? Oh, wow, that was great.